Ano ang gagawin mo kung inutusan ka ni Obama na hulihin si Osama? This is Watch Tayo and I'm going to review Zero Dark 30. Zero Dark 30 dramatizes the United States' decade-long attempt to capture and kill al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden.
You really believe this story? Osama bin Laden?
Yeah.
What convinced you?
Her confidence.
The film focuses on CIA officer Maya, played by Jessica Chastain, who is 1000% determined to detect the enigmatic whereabouts of the international terrorist.
There's a 60% probability he's there.
I'd say it's a soft 60, sir.
It's 100%.
She pursues her theory that locating bin Laden's courier, Abu Ahmed, would yield information on the world's most wanted criminal.
You will never find him. He is one of the disappeared ones.
More than the killing of Osama bin Laden, Zero Dark 30 tells the story of the brutal transformation of Maya from an inexperienced CIA operative into one whose hands are stained by the blood of her torture victims. Well, how far would you go to capture the mass-murdering lord of extremism himself? Maya goes as far as torturing apprehended al-Qaeda terrorists. This makes us ask the classic dilemma. Should the end justify the means? If the chief goal is for the greater good, is it okay to resort to evil, inhumane means? Osama bin Laden heads the operations of a global network of terrorists. Under his leadership, millions have been killed, widowed, and orphaned. So if the road to his hideout could mean illegally and immorally torturing his minions, would torture then be a justified course of action? The movie neither justifies nor condemns torture. It merely shows that torture was an undeniable method employed by the CIA to locate bin Laden. In the film's first minutes, Maya is shown to be repulsed by the methods of torture. After years of seemingly fruitless pursuit though, Maya grows to become a torturer herself. More aggressive, eager, ferocious, and feisty, all in the name of bringing bin Laden answerable to justice. In a July 2005 issue of Time magazine, the war on terrorism is described as one in which the personal dignity of a fanatic trained for mass murder may be an inevitable casualty. This view that resigns favor to torture, however, is contrary to God's design for the human life that is imbued with dignity. Regardless of our religious convictions, we are created in God's image. Therefore, our lives must be valued and not be subjected to torture. Is it unjust to torture terrorists? While life sentence or capital punishment may be justified penalties to terrorists upon determination of their guilt by a court of law, torture, on the other hand, is unjust because it is always carried out against someone who is not given fair play and rendered powerless to afford legal mechanisms of protection for his or her life and liberty. God is a God of order, and civilized society is a society of due process. Human governments are ordained by God and they primarily exist to uphold order and human dignity in society. A government that claims it upholds human life yet condones torture operates in a self-contradicting, hypocritical double standard. The sad irony of Maya is that she herself becomes unjust in her pursuit of justice. Psalm 145:17 says, "The Lord is righteous in all his ways, from means to ends." We can only be right in pursuing our just ends if our means are also within the parameters of rightness. The moment we resort to unjust means, we blow it, no matter how noble our ends may be. Admittedly, Maya's situation is not easy, and we might find ourselves confronted with the same dilemma. But the problem we must ultimately solve is this: to bring monsters answerable to justice, should we dare become monsters ourselves?